Do you think you would ever want to go back to that since you speak about like doing more businesses? Do you ever think that like No Jumper as a record label would ever be a thing again, or something that you're thinking about having the works?
Well, I mean, like when I said that my mind just goes towards like filling holes in media, and I've just realized that about myself, I've also realized that my mind just does not go to like nurturing a young artist's career.
Right.
Because I'm around a shitload of young artists that either are that go on to be huge, or I believe to some extent that they could be huge or whatever, and I've just never really like felt the desire. And even when I like flirt with a little bit, like I'll find an artist and he's not really on shit, but I think he's got some potential, and I'll fucking talk to him for a little while and think about offering to manage him or some shit like that. And then at some point I'm just like, whatever. And then like they become huge and I'm like, fuck, I just like missed out on a lot of money, but whatever. You know, I mean, I don't know. My brain doesn't go there, but what I will say is that we just bought this big ass building to turn into the new No Jumper studio.
Congrats.
Thank you. So that is going to be interesting because we built like a studio in the interview thing. So in theory, we're going to be able to have rappers that we fuck with just in there recording all the time, having producers come through, et cetera, et cetera. And ideally we do want to like start just like finding artists, flying them out, whatever, putting them to work in the studio, seeing what happens, and maybe just go from there. But I don't know. I mean, definitely now that like No Jumper's bigger and I have more employees, I feel like that's more likely to actually happen, because I feel like myself, I'm just never going to be the guy who goes with you to your show. Like I genuinely do not give a fuck. I don't want the responsibility. I don't fucking, and I'm definitely not making sure you show up to your show on time. And I'm definitely like, and even like, I don't know where I would fit in, because I don't make beats and I don't rap, and I don't want to fucking sit there and tell you how to rap better. And I feel like if I tell you how to rap better, you probably don't even want to hear it because you're young and you probably think your shit's awesome, you know?
Yeah.
And I just don't like, you know, if I made beats, then I get it. Like then you have a reason to be in the studio. You got something, you know, or like when I look at like 100K Track, I've been in the studio with him and Melly. Man, he has such a relationship with the music of like moving stuff around, and like him and Melly have like that perfect kindred spirit where he would move shit around on the track and make the chorus out of some random shit that Melly said and tell Melly to replace one thing or whatever. And they had like an amazing kinship there, you know? And if I ever found that, sure, maybe, but I mean, I'm so into doing the interviews that I just don't really like see myself going too out of my way. You know, if the next Kendrick Lamar falls in my lap, I guess I'm going to try to do what I can to nurture it, but I'm not really stressing it either.
You said you like talked to artists that like eventually blew up that you could have, you like, shit, I could have managed them. Who?
I mean, the whole early SoundCloud era and shit.
Well,
like
yeah,
I was fucking with X
yeah,
before he was signed, and then I see like, you know, his team come together, and I'm like, I could have, like, he wanted me to be a part of that. Like, he told me that he wanted me to be his manager at that time, and I didn't really know what the fuck a manager did, or I wasn't, you know, I was always just like so focused on No Jumper that I just kind of didn't go after that opportunity.
Yeah,
and
facts.
it's like, it's a huge opportunity, but would I have wanted to blow my brains out from going on tour with X? Yes. And I don't know if it would have been good for everything else in my life.